went to the Home and Garden show here in town, and we were looking at water features, you know. And I'm thinking, you know, God, that's awesome.
Wow, look at this, look at this. We could put that in our yard, and he was more into it than I was. We're in the middle of the city, and we have now our paradise backyard. I grew up in 63 acres of land with a creek running through the bottom of it, and it was just the surreal, just, it was so quiet and tranquil.
She inspires me with a lot of things. She's a great lady. She's done so much with this. This was just a slab of grass, except for a few trees.
We've been looking for quite some time, months. We've been going to different water places, and we even went to one particular one that was this outrageous. And
I live in Ireland, so I'm surrounded by castles and Newgrange and Clint&Darla. I love those places, just looking at the buildings, how they built it. It's been in thousands of years. Oh, it's going back to the 6th century, and they're still standing, bulletproof. And just the way they put it together. So I love deconstructing my head, and if I could tweak it or make it better.
It's phenomenal to watch somebody's mind work. An artist. So let's work with that. I mean, he is an artist, and it's amazing to watch an artist as they paint. They got a blank screen, they see it before they put it on there. He came back here and he stood for a second, and you could tell in his mind's eye he's seen it before it was done. And he was really helpful in explaining what and making that picture in my mind possible. And to watch him doing it step by step was amazing. I couldn't be more happy. And Darla's excited, and that's what makes me happy. So yeah, I'm very, very happy, very pleased.
Like it is a bit loose there, but once she fills up with water, she'll literally hold them over there. So we never put any rocks on the edge. So and this doesn't bleed all the way up and over, it's more to the bottom of it. And then we fill this up with this rock. Well, the liners, we use a butyl liner, which is good for 60 years or plus. But to protect it in Oregon with the wildlife, what we do is we put a black felt under it, and then we put the liner on top of that, and then we go again, because we're putting rocks on top of the rubber, so you don't want friction. So we put another fabric over that, a waterproof one. And then all our ponds, it's all covered, so you don't see any liner at all. And it has to look like God built it.
Well, we've actually known each other for a while, maybe at least a year. And we live in the same neighborhood. And then I asked him what he did, and he told me that he makes custom koi ponds and, with waterfall features. And I just thought that sounded like the coolest stuff ever.
He said, I'd love to learn how to build a waterfall or a pond or anything. So, and he had some time, he could get off work. So I said, right, we'll tackle this one together.
It was like, hey, well, I do have something we're working on right now. You want to come out and maybe be a part of this build? It was like, okay. It's definitely hard work. It's a lot of moving the rocks and, getting them into position. But then once you get everything there, it's all kind of like just placing them and making sure they look natural looking.
So we started building it, built the right hand side, I did the left. He watched me for a bit, and I said, right, I'm going to do a wall here and try and get up level so I can do a nice waterfall, so you have a nice clear glass coming down. That's why he's teaching me. You have to imagine the water, become the stone or whatever. I do a section and say, see how it's done, then he just jumped down and then start building it himself. And he just instant natural.
When they were digging, they came up with little things, like for instance, there's a spoon, there's a round cylinder that, I don't know what it is, but somebody said it's like something that holds up piping or something. And he found a little marble, so he put that in that circle.
He found a bunch of different artifacts and incorporated those into the waterfall. And And I'm very proud to have those pieces in there. And I'm definitely interested in the history, but now it's part of the water feature that I'm very proud of, and those will be there for as long as forever, as long as the water feature's there.
Get a feeling from the customer, like their spirit or soul or whatever. I try and incorporate that in if they're involved in the project. Like Darla sat out there for hours, just watching me turn the stones around, making me jigsaw, and it's brilliant when you get those customers.
Hello.
So a lot of times, because of the time difference, they'd be going to bed the afternoon in Oregon. So a lot of time I just lay the phone down and FaceTime, and she's actually my kids watching me build it live. I remember I took my kids to Mutlama Falls last summer. Mutloma Falls. Okay, so last year I took my family and my kids to Mutloma Falls.
And I don't remember now how Multnomah Falls got brought up, but he had mentioned Multnomah Falls, and we could do a little fall right here, and it would look like Multnomah Falls.
I've seen the falls, and my brain just snapshot. And it happens when I go around and see stuff all the time. I see a creek or a stream, and I say, oh, I like that. And I'll mimic it somewhere else in the world. Yeah, so I was talking to Clint, we were just looking at the pond, just stepping back. And the right-hand side was perfect, but there was something missing on the left.
And I told him, look, whatever you decide to do, I trust your judgment, because what he had already done was beyond what I was expecting.
So I measured up to scale, close to scale, and tried to mimic the rocks, the same size as where the form were together. And then we did the bridge, and it was perfect, spot on.
And he worked at it, and he sculpted it and worked at it. Now it's a feature within the feature itself. It really is. It's one of my favorite parts.
When I get the trinkets and I find the trinkets when we're doing the excavation, I always incorporate them in there if they want. If I get that vibe from the customer, yeah, they'll get a kick out of this, I'll use it. So, and that's like the icing on the cake.